Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of Rollquests. Right.
Or shenanigans.
Or shenanigans. Or very strange things with leafy people on rocks. So,
Get in the wood.
at the end of last session, we had 3 separate groups. Emrys had gone off to investigate the ring and to think about the stars and the other things and to get a bit of peace and quiet away from these drunken lot that were staying in the pub. Now, Lumi and Traeth decided to take their issues with the previous episodes where Traeth had kicked the one person back into a pit outside and it's clearly made up, and they've gone off somewhere. While that's happened, Ash and Rhiv did some kind of cool bait and splatter session with the people from Baletown. So they've gone outside the tavern. Rhiv went outside the tavern, got followed by these 3 rogues. Ash came out of the darkness with a great sword and hacked them to pieces. Literally, there are body parts on the floor at this point. Ears, arms, just bits. Okay, Ash, Rhiv, you're standing in a big bloody mess.
You have a sausage factory.
Slash the sword off, sheath it, look down to the corpses. Pockets. I'll start collecting body parts. We'll have to ditch these corpses.
Okay, I'm not going to say no to extra coin.
Exactly.
Okay, so Ash, you're collecting body parts.
Bits.
And
I'm on bits collection.
And Rhiv, I'm not quite sure what you're doing with the body parts. You're just like piling them up on top of them. You're trying to find which part goes with which body or what? I mean,
I've got a rucksack. I'm going to put them in and we're taking them to the swamp.
But that's the parts, not the bodies, yeah?
So no. I'll be lifting the bodies. That's no problem.
Right.
But I just want to collect all the parts first.
Collecting the parts so I can carry those.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So Ash, you set about picking up ears and arms and sticking them in a rucksack.
Hands, swords dropped.
Yeah.
Dropped.
Knees or bumps a daisy.
I don't think I took anybody's knees out.
Okay. While you're doing this, I'm afraid, from out across somewhere else, deeper in the village, you hear the clear voice of Lumi shouting out, Traeth, but not in some kind of like, oh, Traeth, but in some kind of, Traeth, as if something is wrong. And her voice seems to be in motion towards the center of the village.
Bugger.
If she finds us like this.
Finish the pockets. We'll have to. And I pick the body up and start throwing them into the darkened recesses of the lee of the building. When he's finished the pockets, right?
I think the easiest thing for the pocket is just probably to cut coin purses. I can't even speak tonight. Coin purses.
I say pockets. I'm a historical reenactor. We didn't have pockets.
Yes.
No,
pouches.
there was no pockets.
Yeah,
Mr. Pockets.
yank belts and off, and you're done there, Rhiv. Lob.
Lob what?
The bodies into the lee of the building so they're not seen, because currently they're out.
Right, there. So just around the corner, you mean even though all of the blood on the floor,
couldn't give a flying toss.
Right, you're just piling up corpses in the corner. Okay,
Someone's been shaved outside again. You
do realise that you were also covered in blood, yes?
Yes, but I'm wearing a lot of black.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how that helps. But
it's dark.
That's fine. Okay? Yes, that's fine.
We're not actually thinking.
That's fine. You shove all the bodies around the corner, you grab some coin purses, and
I jump off as best I bloody well can, seeing as I'm in full tank. Rhiv can sprint off as much as he likes.
Let me just change the map. There you go. So,
how far is it, Tone? Can we hear? Can I hear Bree, Lumi shouting also?
You can give me a general perception. It is night. Sound does travel at night. But
Especially over the water. Yeah.
this needs to be a good roll. 82. Okay, not really. There's an awful lot of swamp noise, all that crickets and locusts and God knows whatever else you get from swamp noises. I don't quite know. Cicada. There you go.
Yeah.
Lots of noise. Yeah, and frogs and things. So, no. You lot, as in Ash and Rhiv, so from your location, so from that location, the noise that you can hear is roughly here. So it's just down the ways.
Oh, it's a straight yomp.
It's a straight yomp. So you leg it down there. Can I have a general perception check, please, of Ash and Rhiv? It's not a very high one, but I do need one.
87 for me.
87, Ash. Nice. It's not going to be that difficult. It is dark, but I just want to...
Oh, it's better at it then.
And 99. Okay. All I wanted to say is you could see a dark figure that you assumed was the shape of Lumi dashing towards that bit of swamp ground here as you were heading down that path. So you've seen what you think is Lumi, but she was fast moving and she was heading in that direction. So while you're giving chase, I'm going to go to Lumi. Lumi. So, Traeth, who, by the way, for the audience, is actually in the session. He is just not going to be allowed to be in the session until Lumi finds him. So he is actually here, just not here. So Lumi, you chase after Traeth, who heads straight away towards the swamp area. You're fleet of foot. You're very fast. It should be no issue for you to catch Traeth, you think, over this distance. And you can see him ahead of you as you head towards that bit. It's a swamp area.
Mm-hmm.
He does his best to dive into the foliage and the bushes and the bits of, swamp tree and stuff they've got around that nice little pond area. And you rush towards where you've seen him go into that foliage. He is not there. You can give me a perception check. Oh.
My +6. 29.
29. Oh. Okay, it's dark. Any clues you might have had to potentially track, see footprints, try and tell where he's got? It's too dark. And you can't notice anything sensible that I could tell you that would give you clues, because you're probably panicking at this point. Over to you.
I'm just going to look around. No, in Traeth.
You are shouting out Traeth so much you probably don't even hear or notice Ash and Rhiv come around the corner and come running towards you until literally they're almost upon you, and then you realise there's two figures in the dark coming straight at you. But I'm not going to be cruel enough to say, can you make a perception check to identify them? I'm pretty sure they're going to be identifying themselves as they run towards you.
You can't really miss me.
Yeah.
Covered in blood.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's a bit too dark for that. Yeah.
Shush.
And on your 29 perception, I'm not really sure you're caring right now. Okay, all three of you get together. So that's 3 out of 5 of you together, at least.
What? Lumi, what? What's going on?
Traeth ran off. And now I've lost him.
Did you frighten him by offering him sex?
That was in character.
That was in character. Notice the voice.
That's not what frightened him.
I mean, I'm told if you're not used to it, it can be a bit scary.
Maybe that's why he ran off.
What's this going on? And I'm going to be looking for tracks of some sort.
Okay, you can give me a general perception check.
111.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, there are tracks. They're mainly all of yours because you've just ran over all the tracks up until this point. And the only thing you do notice is, other than the tracks that you all just made, you can't see any others that are fresh.
where did he run off to? In this sort of direction?
Yes, towards the swamp.
But
This-
why? He doesn't know the way. He'll get lost. This is not good. So, into the swamp.
Oh, should we get the old guy? He might be able to find or see. He's got that staff. That might help.
Which old guy are we talking about?
Our old guy. What other
Our old guy.
that travel with us?
No. You said the old guy. There's the old guy with the flipping crossbow and the snake fetish.
Why would I bring the old guy with the snake fetish? He's not going to be much good. He'll
Yes,
ask us if we've seen a snake.
but other than that, we're going to be
He's not gonna
bringing
be
an
able to
old.
help us.
Other than that, we're going to be
oh,
bringing an old guy with a stick fetish.
Yeah, but at least the old guy with the stick fetish can make a big bright light thing. At least maybe we can see then.
You have a point.
Anyway, I'll get it.
Okay.
Okay, so Rhiv, you just said you're going to go get him. Is that
I'll
true?
just turn on my heel and run towards presumably the house.
Okay. That leaves Ash and Lumi on their own next to a little... It's not so much the swamp, it's like a pond bog thing in the middle of the
Oh, right, we're there.
village.
So, Lumi,
Yeah.
are you okay?
A few
Yeah.
leaves and twigs, maybe?
Yeah.
It looks like you've had a bit of a tumble in the field, as we used to call it.
Yeah, except we weren't in the field.
I literally take a twig out of her hair.
Yeah. Which is part of the reason why he has run off.
He doesn't like twigs. I know they get everywhere, but shall we head this way down to the bridge, or did he definitely go? Did he definitely go in this direction?
He was heading in this direction.
Okay, let's go that way then. Maybe we can spot something. So, and you're okay. I mean, no cuts, bruises. I mean, whatever happened, you're not going to tell us, are you? I mean, I know you're quite a strong lady. You didn't by accident harm him by any chance, did you?
No.
A little too rough for the delicate little man.
Oh, it was more the other way around, which was why I'm not telling you about it.
He doesn't strike me as that. He doesn't strike me as that type. Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Dark horse, so to speak. Anyway, enough. I don't need to pry into your sexual shenanigans.
He wasn't aware. He went into some kind of trance. He woke up from the trance and he ran off.
But that means he's missing the best part.
Yeah. He just ran off.
I know some men. I don't know enough. Come on, you hear me squelch off into the distance.
Okay. Rhiv, over to you. You're at the house.
Emrys! Emrys!
Rhiv, is that you?
All of the NPCs wake up and come charging it as well.
What?
All of your NPCs wake up because you just made
right.
such a...
Are you all right? What happened?
Yeah, come on. Traeth has done a runner.
Done a runner. Let me get my staff. One moment. Turn around, go to the corner, pick staff up.
Okay.
Put up.
Can you give me an attunement roll, Emrys? This is for the period between you getting here and Rhiv getting here, for how much time you've had to play about with your new little toy. 89. It's not the best. However, I have to ask you a few questions. Do you attune and try and discover its powers by wearing it or by not wearing it?
By wearing it. This is the best way. For it all.
When you wear it, you don't know why, but when you brush your hand across the top of it, your other hand, so you've kind of got the ring there and you've gone like that, all around you twinkles in little stars.
And
The outline of your form kind of like twinkles, little tiny little bing, bing, like as if you've been stunned and you got like all those little poof, poof, poof. They're all kind of like around you. Yeah.
Without a little bluebird.
No birdies. Just little
Just
boo, 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 around you.
But as long as he
Oh.
doesn't see a very distant eye, we're okay.
Let me just do that in front of Rhiv while I get my staff and see if it's.
The second time you do it, it stops.
And then the third time, does it do it again?
It does it again.
And then take it away and it goes.
And it goes.
We shall think on that.
Yeah. Okay, Rhiv is there now.
I get staff. Lead on, Rhiv,
Right.
and tell me why we run. What is it? What has happened?
Right, sure. Long story short, Traeth and Lumi, things, and Traeth buggered off.
Okay. It's,
I think that's a good summary.
short and sweet.
It was short and sweet indeed.
Well, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a bitter woman.
Oh, that's not the line a man wants to hear. Oh dear.
Oh,
Tragedy.
That was actually probably the most brutal line of this campaign so far. Holy crap.
and I've killed 3
Top
people.
marks for that one. Top marks for that one. Maybe.
Oh,
That was a good job. We wanted the
brilliant.
group that he could hear it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying
is he?
anything.
Perhaps he's in earshot.
He might be like,
Just
really?
listen to the tears.
He'll make himself appear now just
should
to
be
sort
some
of go,
tiny
it was
tears.
better than that. No.
There should be some tiny tears coming from behind a tree.
Okay, Rhiv, are you going to take Emrys back to where you last seen Lumi?
I don't know
Okay.
the move.
Exactly, yeah. So you head back to the same location, and Lumi and Ash, it takes a lot longer for you to actually search for clues, identifications, and things than it does for somebody to run, I don't know what, 200 meters there, 200 meters back,
yeah.
wherever it is. So it's okay, maybe a bit further than that. I mean, you could probably fit a bit more than a football field, but you know what I mean, yeah.
But not much.
Not much more. So they will see you going around the bog, but at the same time as you two meet each other, a fifth person approaches from the direction of the swamp, and they are carrying a lantern. And you think it was actually the guard from this guard post is now come this way to try and see what the commotion is, and you can see the guard with his lantern and his short sword, like, what's going on?
Sorry, old fella. I seem to have stumbled on myself here. Thank you for that, Rhiv. Pick me up. Oh, leaning my staff look heavily. Nothing to be alarmed at. We're just gonna walk off into town. Go back to your duties, good sir.
Oh, I heard some woman like shouting out.
I know I do sound like that when I'm a little bit all right in the dark. My apologies.
Oh, keep it down, will you? It's
I will try to do that.
I expect to hear some drunks soon from the tavern coming out, maybe singing and stuff. But I mean,
Yeah, it's very busy in there. I hear.
all right, okay, I'll go back up my tower. See you. He heads back towards his little lookout post. Okay. When you get to the boggy area, especially if you've got your little light on, do you put your light on?
Well, now.
Yeah. One way or another, either Lumi and Ash are going to see you or you're going to see them. You can't really miss some guy with a staff with a light on the end, so you can all join up.
Now that we have some light, let us see if we can actually see something. So he came this way. Let's go beyond the brewery then.
Okay, you're going to head out this way, yeah?
Seeing as we have...
Can I have like another look here? I don't know what I can do.
That's fine. With a light, you got a much better chance of seeing something of interest.
I mean, can I do like a spatial location awareness or something? I don't know. I don't think he's going to be...
That's for more like finding secret areas.
Well,
and so on.
Spatial location awareness allows you to basically maneuver in the dark by getting the feel for the space around you. It also, you can do sense reality warp if you have it, which is if you think there's been some kind of dimensional shift. Or you could do LSO, which is you think if he's gone into some kind of secret or concealed environment.
Yeah.
Did he head in this direction roughly?
What's LSO?
Locate secret objects.
Locate secret openings.
I don't have that either.
Yeah. But most of those things, if you do general perception, you're going to get clues towards all of those things first, yeah? Like, if there was a dimensional rift, a general perception would kind of say something to you like, ooh, something feels odd here first. Then you would kind of investigate doing sensuality work.
Can I have something a bit more specific? I know you'd said about general perceptions, but can I actually have read tracks?
Yes, of course you can. You need to find tracks first, though, yeah?
So, well, can I use read tracks to find them?
You can go back over the tracks that you have all identified so far, which has basically been your own, to see if you can see if there's any more of not yours there.
That's what I'm going to try and do.
Okay, that's fine. So you go back over your existing track with the light from Emrys, if he's following with you, and try not to mess up your existing tracks any more than you already have. You can give me a retracks roll. This is obviously going to be a much more beneficial, even on a low roll, because it's more specific.
75.
75, okay. 75 is the break point on most rolls that says that you can have another roll again in a moment, but some time has to pass.
No problem. I shall carry on doing that. Actually, I just
don't think he's necessarily human looking right now.
Well, he's an elf.
Yeah.
Elf looking then. Human form. I don't know. Humanoid.
Okay, would you like to give us a better description? You're being very circumspect.
I don't know. There was a lot of vines.
Yeah, shit was done. Mistakes were made. Lots of stuff.
What do you mean there was a lot of vines? We're not talking a bit, like... No, I don't. No, I can't see that. No,
right,
I'm not going to say that.
Find some tracks. You
right.
talk about vines and...
Reason I asked roughly, Lumi, which direction do you think he was running when you last saw him?
Well, he was running towards Spit.
Correct.
You don't think he's actually in?
Yeah. Did he just go in there, or did he run? Was he running swamp
from
way?
Here to here?
So when you say vines, did he use them or what?
They were like growing all around.
Oh, that's what you mean by not looking like a human-ish.
Yes.
He's a vegetable.
Like a plant. If anyone can find plants and roll for it, then great.
If only you had a druid at this point.
Well, saying that,
Yeah.
that would probably explain an awful lot. Why don't somebody... Can anybody swim?
Well, I'd like to try a power perception facing
I can
this
swim.
way.
Okay. Or at least wade. So you're going to try and look into the ether or whatever it is you do with your funniness and see if you can spot his power.
Yes, I'm going to put 2 antenna sticks in my hat.
No worries. You're gonna just reach out with your basically your empathy, or whatever, and try and feel any tangible charge, etc., in the air. No problem. You can
feel the force.
Give me a roll for that. And Ash, you can give me a second retracts roll. Rhiv, you were talking about swimming, me, or was people asking you to swim? No. Okay.
If anybody can swim or wade.
No.
Hey.
Okay.
100 exactly.
Well, let's get the power perception as well, and maybe between all the pieces.
We can find nothing. Oh, nice one.
Oh, nice power perception. Okay.
Action.
On your read tracks, you realize that you have picked up Traeth's tracks heading to this location, along with Lumi's, yours, and Rhiv's. You all came basically along that section when you first arrived. So you can see where your two, which would have been a lot closer to the edge of that building, merged with two separate that were coming across this way, which would have been them. You've seen the merger. In the mess that followed, you've followed the tracks. Now and again, occasionally you spot what you assume must be a footprint of Traeth as opposed to each of yours. And you can test that out by each of you like making a mark in the ground with your boot just to make sure you all knows whose footprints is whose. And as far as you can tell, Traeth ran over to some deep, thick bushes and a little small tree, etc. And he hasn't left any more footprints. He could have gone into the water, but unless Lumi heard a splash or seen ripples at the time, he would have probably ever had to do it quite quietly. As you're doing that, before you get a chance to answer, Emrys, now you can give me a sense reality warp. And anybody else who has a sense reality warp, when Emrys pinpoints a location he finds particularly of interest, if any of you wish to be in the same location as Emrys, you can also give me a sense reality warp.
I have difficulty sensing normal reality, let alone a warp.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so the answers are... Yeah. So his tracks lead to this point that I've told you about, and Craig thinks that there's something...
Not quite right.
There's some like... Almost you can smell that ozone charge, or something happened strange, but it's not a real smell because it's a magical property that only if you actually reached out with your empathy you could feel that, the aura, as though Traeth was there. You know, you could put like your hand towards somebody and you can kind of like feel their aura. I don't know if you've ever tried to do that. I could just be going mad here, but it's almost like as if, Emrys, you can feel where Traeth was
or should be.
You're not sure. That sense reality warp you rolled, you're not really sure if he is actually still there, if he's not there, or what. It's just you can feel the presence. Okay, back over to Ash and all the rest of you.
I walk up to this tree. Well, he went to this tree, and you say he was a plant. Could he be the tree? And I poke the tree.
Poke it with what? Okay, you poke a tree.
Okay, I actually poke it with... I'll use something a bit harder. I'll actually draw a dagger and just like tap it to see if it is a tree or if it's like goes ow when I tap it.
The noise of revelers and drunken people is starting to come out of the tavern, by the way.
Ah, shit. Excuse my language. We have to talk. At some point, I might need some help hiding bodies, I say to everybody.
What about...
What do you do?
Do you want to do that now rather than later?
You keep looking. Myself and Rhiv will quickly go and get some bodies.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you can
no.
tell me about the bodies later.
Actually, myself and Lumi. No, you and Rhiv. Sorry. Rhiv, Emrys, you do it. Lumi, I need her physicality. Pardon?
I'm looking for Traeth.
Oh, okay. Come on, Rhiv.
Come on.
Right.
So let me get this right. Ash and Rhiv, you're intending to run back to the edge of the tavern to pick up bodies and walk around the town with bodies over your shoulder. This is the plan.
Good idea.
Okay, it doesn't sound like a good plan when you put it like that. I actually think about it for a few moments and go, bugger. We'll just have to own up to killing them to people. Not to worry. Let's carry on.
Okay, I want a luck roll. One person, and it's going to be out of Ash or Rhiv, can roll me a single d10. The higher that number is, the luckier you are. One of you.
I'll take the full.
Okay, Riv's going to do the full. Roll a d10, mate. Dun, 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 dun. How can you have, like, the most boring middle-of-the-road man possible?
Hey, sometimes
That was mine. I'm glad you rolled.
Flipping hell. Okay, well, that's fine.
Luckily, Dave's not rolling.
Yeah, exactly. I said that, yeah.
Okay, for now, obviously, I'm letting you carry on doing whatever you want.
Shit. Arse bugger. Shit.
Just swear. You're whatever you want to do is, I'm going to stand you and just release profanities.
Basically, yes, and that's the most profane I get.
Okay.
I'll put my hand into the bush and sort of move it about. It's got to be in here somewhere. What is going on?
I'm glad Traeth isn't here for that. Okay, okay, you put your hand in the bush and wiggle it around.
Ash, do you reckon we should go back to the house?
Can
and
I
get
feel
out of this?
the prower closer
Then
now
come
as I'm here? I'll try another PP on it.
Say that
You
again.
can try another PP when I tell you. You can try another PP.
Oh, okay.
What
At the
was that,
moment,
Rebecca?
you're feeling bush.
Unlike Traeth.
I'm not saying a word.
We're trying to see if we can break Rhiv, I think. Okay, carry on.
I said, what was that you said, Rhiv? Sorry, I didn't quite catch you. I was over my
maybe we
swearing.
should make a quick dash to the house and get the blood off and then come back.
I walk over to a bit of wet bit of swamp that has no water.
hang on. I do apologize. This is true. Lumi and Emrys, the moment you obviously all got together with your light and your stuff, you turn around and realize Rhiv not so much. He maybe's got like a few little splatters on him, but Ash, he looks like somebody's been having to go with him with a spray paint. He is just splattered with lots of what you would assume would normally be like, blood trail splatter marks where they're splashing up at angles across his body in spray. He's plastered and it's all like slowly. Even you think maybe a few like little juicy bits of, flesh just stuck in bits of corners of stuff that come flinging off in his hair, maybe. Oh, he's got a helmet on in his helmet.
Times like this, we could do with a hose.
What did you do?
Damn, you've found my one weakness. I have to tell you the truth now. I killed 3 people.
Those people from the other town.
The ones you said not to kill.
Hmm.
You should probably fix your
And you've-
mistake.
And I
I
guess
can't bring them back to life.
No.
you haven't disposed of the bodies either, have you?
There was one of our number calling out for help.
Yeah.
And remind you, you have to leave them there
That
now,
would
don't
be-
you?
Unfortunately,
That'll be
yes.
Where are they?
Don't worry, I will take the fall.
But where are they? We don't need you to take the fall.
Well, they're by the pub.
Marked
Everybody's
in
going to
there.
spot them.
They were marked men from that.
They're
Anyway,
literally by the pub.
Yes,
they're by the
I
pub.
killed them by the pub and then threw their corpses behind the wall. You can facepalm all you like. You were the one that cried out after post-coital fleeing.
I don't even know where to go with that.
No, you're the one who killed 3 people and hid them
And then-
behind
Hit them
a
in
pub.
the spot you killed them almost.
I had some help.
I hardly call that help.
Technically, yes, he did have help.
Help.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let us find our...
Whoa, up a minute. So, unless I missed something here, I do believe that Emrys and Lumi don't actually know who you've killed.
he said our 3
I
friends.
suspected.
Okay, the 3
And I-
friends, you just... Okay, you put
And
2
I
together.
was
Okay.
actually
Not just like
mentioned that I-
random people.
And I did actually say the 3 men you told me not to kill.
Okay.
We do know it. He's not the sort of person that actually
Just randomly, like...
No,
Unfortunately,
I am not a
It's not-
brutal
it's not
killer
Ash's-
or slayer of random people.
No,
That's
No, in my
fine.
circles,
Anyway.
they call these people murder hobos.
early doors.
Absolutely
Early
fine.
doors.
Okay.
These people were meaning harm to some innocent. They
Very
needed
much so.
slaying.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Absolutely
And
fine.
that's how I'm going to justify it.
However, we do need the bodies hidden, not left. By the
Don't worry, they won't find their identifying
hidden
marks.
Who's got a
Stolen their
200
purses.
sword marks all over them?
Several people you can hear now are walking down the streets towards their houses and just
Quick,
like
let's
singing
find
and...
it. Could he have done something like, is there a way that he could move from one plant to another plant? I mean, I don't know anything about druids. I mean, is that a thing? Can people translocate themselves from one place to another?
Are you a plant?
I think the whole Tarzan thing there, by the way, people were watching me in the chat.
you're all along.
Oh!
Did you just say, Traeth, are you a plant?
Are you a plant?
Oh,
How is he going to answer? Wrestle.
So somebody check the oh good God. And I start poking in the edge of the bog near the tree.
Emrys is already sort of like putting his arms in bushes and just waving them around.
I will
won't
lean
touch
in
the
there
tree.
just in case and say, we really do not need this right now. If you are a bloody plant, can you please stop being a bloody plant?
Rhiv is going to take like 10
Please.
paces back and just look at people stabbing a tree, sticking a hand in a bush, and just be like,
Why did you try hugging it? Just give the tree a nice hug and like,
Yeah,
oh, hug the
hug it
tree.
Run.
Looking at the tree, I look around to see if there's another tree within sight.
It's a bush.
There's lots of, you don't get big trees. The big trees are actually in the swamp, yeah? The only things you've got around here, they're not saplings, but they'd be a lot smaller, sort of like, you know, they're not.
Nothing that somebody could hide in.
No, you couldn't climb up these trees. These are sort of like something you'd have in your garden, sort of like maybe as a small tree. You would notice anybody in that. It's nothing of any size or majorness.
This is vexing.
Although, I mean, anybody walking past right now that sees a group of people hugging a tree, I think that's probably quite normal for drunks coming out of the tavern, so that's fine.
Indeed.
Okay. Good. I might
Well,
have a
we're not
bit of a
getting any
wave in
reaction.
the.
I am not trying to be mirthful, but I am stumped.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to make.
Yes.
Why is your face in your hand, Rhiv?
Nice.
you all look insane right now. I'm just saying. You look completely and utterly insane. You're
You're
jabbing.
talking to the man covered in blood. Yes, I do.
There's a shout that goes up from near the tavern. Oh! Ah! Ah!
I think they might have found the bodies. I start.
Yeah.
I get some water from the boggy bit and start trying to wash the
I'll
worst.
push him in. Push him into the.
Just push him in. Can you swim?
I'm wearing armor. Yes, I can, but with the full armor, no, I can't.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just teasing, to be honest, because to be honest, if she pushes
not
you
that
in the
deep.
bog, you're just gonna, sort of like be waist height maybe, or even knee height. It's sinking
say.
slowly, by the way, just standing there in the boggy water.
I am quite a good swimmer.
Ah,
but I'm
right.
At
Okay.
I'm at -3 in armor.
No, that's fine. So at the end of the day, you can swim. You're not going to panic when you hit the water and do anything stupid and just start flailing like an idiot. It's just you realize your armor is going to be an issue. So you calmly kind of like get up until your head is out of the water
And
and hold your breath for a short period. That's fine. Your ability to hold your breath is the same whether you're in armor or not.
I head out of the water. This smells like a bog.
Yes, it is a
Probably is because it is.
Slowly
Yes.
sinking.
But at least you now smell like a bog and look like you've been in a bog, not like you've been in a fight. Good
True.
move, Lumi.
I'm gonna get in and start like rubbing the blood off,
Thumbs up to
While
back.
I
I'm
am
here,
cleaning you.
while I'm here, I'm starting to look for a corpse, just in case I'm drowned in here.
Feeling around in the bottom.
Yes.
You think that was a fish, but no. Feeling around in the bottom. Lots of reeds and stuff that you'd expect to find in a bog like this. So there's an awful lot of stuff to tangle in. Not good for swimming. Get you all tangled.
I am trying to feel to see if there is hiding in here. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you bump into a druid while you were down there?
Fish, crab.
Hmm.
Hoping that's a fish and not something long and brown.
Probably shrimp and eel. But that's
Shrimp.
it.
Reeds. Nope. Doesn't feel like a druid down here.
And we're not
And
hearing
frog.
anything from.
Lots of frog and toad.
There's a frog on my head.
This is not getting us anywhere at the moment, is it?
This is indeed not. I am at a loss. I do not think like a druid. I am a steppes nomad and a steppes barbarian, so to speak, a warrior. I am not some flighty elf who
Okay,
runs away from a
okay.
woman and turns into a tree.
Okay, Ash. What are we going to do?
I don't
We
know.
certainly
I'm
definitely
panicking.
Cannot
This is
see
me
his,
panicking.
We can't see his. We can't see any footprints. out
No,
from
I
here,
said he
can we?
got to that, and I pointed to the tree and the bush again. He got to that bush, and that was it. The tracks finished there. Can you do that thing with your eyes and see if you can see more, to see if you can spot him or if he's done something again?
I will allow you to have another power perception.
I also do.
You most certainly can.
I'll do a power perception.
Anybody that has the skill
You're right.
has to have at least one box in the skill, can do so.
Can I forage?
Oh, Lumi, that's not bad for you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, I'll probably would have given you a little bonus anyway because you already realised there's power in the area because of Emrys. So you've actually done better than Emrys.
66 though.
I know.
But
yeah,
yeah,
Emrys is on 66. You rolled 74, so you were kind of like one off. I was going to give you a little bonus because you realised there's something in the area. So all I will say to that is, Bree, on your roll of 74, with a little bit of bonus I was going to give you, it's enough for you to pick up on what Emrys was picking up on before. You don't find anything new. It's just where you thought Emrys maybe has gone a bit mad. You can also feel a little bit of what you feel is a residue of Traeth's aura of some kind. You haven't got high enough rolls for you to pinpoint what kind of power that was or is or anything like that. You just kind of feel in the air there's just something almost like you could smell him, but in a power perception kind of way.
Yeah.
Has he merged somewhere here? With the plants.
For Lumi and Emrys to get any more rolls on this, unless you do something specific, you'd have to probably spend the whole night here.
Looking to see in the area, I'll have a quick look down literally at the nearest major visible clump of vegetation.
I'm going to take my small belt knife out and I'm going to stick it in slowly into a piece of the branch.
It is exactly what you expect a belt knife to do. And Ash, you're looking in a bush for what?
Fine.
From where the bush tree was,
Yep.
I'll see for the next major clump of vegetation that could possibly hide somebody.
I'm going to take the assumption that all of you are, if this was real life, you wouldn't be just looking at the fixed tree in front of you. You would be, yeah, you would, maybe a good even 20 meters, I would have said, around your position.
And I mean, I'm talking like further afield. I was talking further.
That's
afield,
fine.
yeah.
Yes, you can. You don't see anything. There's not even a roll. You've had enough rolls in this area for me to. Nothing new has happened since your.
If I can head off in this direction, then
Yes.
just quickly, I will have a look around there. I will also be using my tracking to see if I can actually spot him. See if I can pick up a set of tracks.
Okay, you can give me a tracking roll. The issue you have right now is the town guard are clearly out. The lanterns are out. There's a commotion going over on by the tavern, by the way.
So we need to move.
And guards are out and about now.
Am I getting a residue rather than an actual fix on Traeth? Am I getting his essence that was, not that is?
On 115 you had, didn't you?
Yes.
You'd say yes.
So he's perhaps travelling via the... Well, I won't even go down that road.
What I would say is, although
Can we move towards the swamps?
Yeah, 2 seconds. So although your second roll was not good enough to find anything new, I will actually allow you have another power perception roll specifically to do with the power you've already detected, not for anything new.
See if I can detect it where it may have gone.
There's another piece of information I might want to give you if you roll high enough. 71. No. Okay.
Can't roll for shit tonight.
You're finding that even with Lumi, and you don't know whether or not it's your inability as a professional tracker of magic, or whether or not the thing that you both detected earlier is actually weaker. Maybe it's a combination of the both, because you're finding it harder and harder to feel this residue you felt before. And Ash has wandered off, by the way.
Yeah, I'll go over to where Ash is and I'll see if I can see anything, because I'm not going to be able to find tracks.
You don't see any of his tracks over that way at all. They're just you and Lumi that wandered over there earlier. And once you get onto the more hard beaten regular ground, you can't, your skill's not high enough to follow any kind of track on that ground. Once you get out of the grass and the boggy area, you've got no chance. Blake might have been able to, but he is gone to the world. Drunk, stupidless.
He ain't going anywhere. He is
No.
out of it. He's blackout drunk.
Yep.
Well, let's think about this logically. He's an isolationist. Do you think he's run into the swamp? Let's go to the edge of the swamp, beyond the building, see if we can pick him up from there.
Ground.
Lumi, by the way, you definitely would have seen him. You were not that far behind him.
Let us go to here.
Okay.
We would have seen him go that way.
I've just come from over there as well.
Well, it's worth a shot.
I just want to uproot that tree and take it with us.
Uproot a
Can't
tree.
do that.
Just carry it.
Can we not do that? We're not doing that.
Are you sure? I am quite capable.
Could chop it down with an axe.
No, we're not doing that.
There definitely would be tears from the Druid.
Stab him, so if the tree is Traeth, he's really not going to be happy with us.
I mean, somebody's stabbed a branch and somebody's poked it a few times. I wouldn't have said you've actually done much harm to the actual trunk of a tree, though.
That was, you know, I did not want to do much harm to it.
I can take the tree down if you want. I still have my two-handed sword with me.
That might a little too drastic. He seems to be, maybe he's in some shock of what has happened to him. Something
His
has obviously
staff,
changed,
anyway.
listening to what Lumi said.
It's a very good question. Lumi,
Indeed.
no. It's not even floating on the surface of the water, which it would do.
Is it part of the tree?
You're looking to see if there's like a staff sticking out of the tree somewhere.
One of the just look like his staff.
With 4 of you with a light from Emrys, I'd say you can successfully look at every part of the tree without any rolls, and there's no obvious staff sticking out of the tree.
Or a surprised look on the trunk.
Right, yeah, it's a face in the tree trunk. Ah. No.
Pocahontas.
Bit of a long shot.
Yeah.
You know the vines that I plucked out of Lumi's hair?
Yes.
Is it a specific... Is it... I'm not really a planty type of person, but it's you described it as vines. These are all sort of like bushes and weeds and
Small branches.
Yeah, I'm looking at the twig that I pulled from her hair and the leaf and everything. Can I try and find what I have? Foraging, you see.
Okay.
So I know it's not herbalism or anything like that, but I have foraging. Could I actually try and see if I can find something like a match to it?
Yes.
Because if this is not from around, if this ain't from round here,
Give me a foraging roll.
I'll find it now.
It's okay. Take your time. Anybody else that wishes to assist with trying to identify this plant? Fauna, flora, well, flora, obviously not fauna. Flora lore, anything weird like that. Foraging, herbalism, herb lore.
Any help, God damn it.
Sure, I'll give it a
I
shot.
got nothing.
If you've got anything you can chuck into the pot, if you roll really high and it's the wrong skill, but it's a similar skill, then it could still be enough, because a similar skill is basically 50% of the real skill, depending how many times away it is.
The best thing I can do is
91.
best
So-
thing I
Really
can
wanted to
The
roll.
stone lore.
do is general perception and maybe
Just to get a stone lore roll in there.
Don't know.
Sorry,
Turn that
Rhiv.
into a dream.
Sorry, Rhiv, you were trying to say something?
Like, the only thing I could feasibly argue would be general perception to possibly see a match.
I'll save you the roll. Don't bother. We've got we've got a half decent roll off Ash on a 91. However, we've got 124 herb lore from Emrys. Although this is not a herb you're looking at, it does assist you with giving you some ideas when you're trying to do some identification on what kind of plant this is. And you cross off what you could think. Emrys starts calling out random trees and plants, going, oh, is it an ash, is it a birch, is it an oak, is it a blah 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 blah, and you are there thinking, I'm foraging. I'm there, like, foraging is kind of like hunting for food and berries and stuff. I don't really know. And you try and match it up with other nearby trees and go, well, wherever this leaf is from, I can't see an obvious match here. And Emrys is going, well, I know several basic leaves from trees I expect to see, and it doesn't appear to be any of them either.
Perhaps we should pull it up and bring it with us.
Just like bring your 4x4 up, put a tow bar around it, and just drag it out by the roots. I know. Unless you've got an obvious other way, you're gonna pull a whole tree system out.
Maybe we should just wait for him to come home.
Yeah, say
he might be home.
Might be.
That's the problem. This might be where he wants to live from now on. He's got all twisted and bent, crazed.
I went back at your house, but
Yeah. What?
We should probably go.
Actually, we've been to the apothecary and we've seen the herbs, right?
yes, they're plants.
Is it anything? Yeah, whatever the hell.
This is a tree.
Does it like the leaf match anything that possibly we might have seen there?
On Emrys's roll, Emrys can tell you this is not a herb that he knows of.
And it's not a tree I recognise.
Yeah.
And it's not like any trees around here. We could probably walk miles up and down here and not find another one like this. Something is
That's what
wrong.
that was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, agreed, Ash. Something is wrong with this tree.
Is the tree that's here the one that he vanished into
Full of
a natural tree from around here?
Yes.
It is a natural tree from around here.
Yes.
It's in there.
Ah,
This is the twig from Lumi's roll in the hay, or shall I say a roll in the Traeth.
All in the vines, more like.
Yeah, doesn't sound fun.
out of Lumi's hair, these the same ones
Yeah.
as
So
this tree?
no. So this is what we're saying. So the leaves, etc., that have been plucked out of Lumi's hair and bits, don't match any of the trees nearby.
Anything.
No.
Right. So it's not this. We need to look for this, if anything. Perhaps he's not got normal footprints anymore. Maybe his feet are more twiggy than booty.
Either or, I've not been able to find anything resembling a set of tracks.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Perhaps if I bring the light to that part, Dave, Ash, maybe
Okay.
that might help you.
Well, we best hurry because there are now people.
Yes, let's get out of sight and away from there. The scene of the crime.
Okay.
It's difficult to be a crime when there is no law.
You're literally out of time to find Traeth. I will give you one last decision you can make as a group. Else, Traeth is doing a solo any moment.
Thing I can think of is literally just scanning this part for this.
Well, now we've gone down to this part. See if I can find him again.
As I said, that the ground here would be too hard for finding tracks with the skill of the party that you have.
I was feeling the power rather than following the power rather than looking on the ground. I'm not capable of tracking.
You have one power perception roll you can make.
Okay.
And Lumi, you could also do the same if you wish. If you can see that that's what Emrys is doing, you might as well do the same.
We'll then loop round to our abode.
Oh, Lumi!
An
Lumi
11.
on a number greater than 100 there. Wow. I like it.
That can physically
Oh.
never happen.
We've got the bugger, Lumi. We've got him.
That's twice now. The first time you did beat Emrys at his ability. The second time you almost beat him at his ability. Lumi, I think you could be the new mage. Right.
Yay!
Get Emrys. Oh. You both spend a moment to reach out and feel around you. There is no sense of any power in the area.
Has he gone back to the house?
There was dying and dimming. You say there was dying and dimming power at the bog, but over here there is nothing. We are in the wrong direction, but I think we are also out of time. The guards are abroad. Let us get back to the hut.
Okay. As you head back to the hut, and I'll end your session with this, you head back towards your house, and you are approached by the guards, who say, there you are. We need your help. Some people have been killed in town, and we need you to try and help us find out what's gone on.
What? People are killed in town? Where?
Please, somebody stop me from what I'm about to say.
Yes.
Well,
Ash.
Yes.
Better
We
go
can help
back.
them with this, though, surely.
Find the druid. Come on. See you in a minute.
And I'm ending you there, guys. We will pick up what you're going to do with the guards that want your assistance next episode. However, for everybody else now, I am going to run a separate session now with Traeth and tag it onto the back end of this one. So, bye to these 4 characters, people, and in a moment we're going to say hello to Traeth. Bye, Rhiv. Bye, Emrys. Bye, Lumi. Bye, Ash.
We're not good detectives.